Hey, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King Penny here, man. Hey, I'm tapped into the Colorado bodybuilding scene, man. Hey, got a great trainer here today, man. Guy you might want to know, and if you know him, he's put you on the game, man. Hey, let's welcome our guest, man. Let you introduce yourself and, you know what I mean, tell them where you're working out of.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, Penny. And my name is Greg Maloney. I work out of Armbrust Pro Gym. I am a personal trainer, a bodybuilding coach, a posing coach. And Armbrust is over there on 42nd Kipling in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. And yeah, I'm a trainer over there. And we have posing class every Saturday, and that's where we get down, man.
Hey, it's at 10 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, hey, helped a lot of guys out. And also, too, a great motivator, man, even if you're not a client of his, you know what I mean? Always a guy you can come to and ask, so remember that, man. So how did you get involved in fitness?
Yeah, so fitness, I've been an athlete my whole life, ever since 8th grade. I used to get picked on, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start working out, start lifting. So I just did a bunch of bicep curls in 8th grade, got some guns on me, and all of a sudden people quit picking on me. And so I started playing sports at that time, played football. In high school I played rugby. I did high school rodeo, wrestled, which I did terribly at. Got a black belt in karate, and I just, did all kinds of stuff to kind of not get picked on, really. I didn't like getting picked on, but so that was the impetus of me getting into weightlifting. And then, what really got me into bodybuilding was 5 years ago. I got a coach. I got clean and sober, and when I turned 40, and I'm 46 now, and so and a big part of my recovery is fitness. And then I grabbed on to bodybuilding. So I got a coach. My coach is Adam Young over there at Armbrust as well, and I've been working with him ever since. And I just found a love for it. I find a passion, and being in recovery, I stopped being so selfish, and my life turned from what can I get out of life to what can I give, and what can I. And so I found my purpose, and that is to help other people. And so. I never thought I could make money being a personal trainer. I always admired people who did that, and so I took a risk. I had a spiritual advisor challenge me and say, if there, he had a question for me. He said, "What would you do if you could not fail?" And I thought, man, what a trippy question to ask, because I've got all these barriers up, this ego that says I can't do this or that, and I thought I'd probably be a personal trainer because I love being in the gym. I love wearing pajamas every day to work, and I love to help people. And so I took a stab at it, and I started my business right when COVID started, and I succeeded. I thrived through that. But right when the gym shut down, I got my first client, and and I was able to thrive through that, even though the gyms were shutting down, and I kept training clients, and that just showed me that God's purpose for me was to do this thing in training. So. And I love it, man. It's just taken off.
Yeah, you touched on the recovery aspect of it all, because a lot of people in gyms, like, some of them are there for different reasons. Everybody comes to the gym with their own story. They come with their own, things that they're carrying, or some people just passing through. You know what I mean? Like trying to see what's going on. But talk about like your recovery.
Yeah.
How, you know what I mean? How'd you end up in the gym from the recovery like that?
Yeah, man. So I was a pretty severe heroin addict, a cocaine addict. I was injecting it into my veins. I did severe alcoholic, just whatever I could get high on to just stuff my feelings and stuff. And so I got in some trouble, and after I got out of the trouble legally, I found the gym. But so I do the 12-step program, and that's how I stay clean and sober on a daily basis. And so I do prayer and meditation, and do a nightly review, and just but the gym is such a huge part of that. But really, even 90% of my clients today are people in recovery, whether they're part of a 12-step fellowship or not. They're in the gym, and people come up to me, and it's synchronicity. Like, people just happen to come up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to be my coach. What do you charge, or whatever?" And then I find out later they're in recovery too. So there's a lot of people in the gym these days that are battling addictions or battling whatever kind of traumas or anything like that. So, but really, it's just a huge part of my mental health is being in the gym. And I don't overindulge in the gym like some people would think. Like I trade addictions. But, you know, I'm in there for an hour and then for myself, and then I'm training clients the rest of the time. So
I think people are drawn to you because you're always positive, though.
Man.
You always like when I talk to you, you always see the best in, you know what I mean, in people and things, and even in, you know what I mean, adversity. You always see, like, well, what can I grow? How can I grow from this? You're always like, you always have something good to say.
Good.
Man.
I'm so glad you see that, man. It's such a huge part of my life. Like, the power of positive thinking, I believe, manifests my outer experience as a result of that, you know, because I've seen it and I've tested it. You know, when I'm thinking negative and being negative, I see that transform in my life in the future, however that plays out. There's a ripple effect. But when I think positive, the same happens in a positive way. And so I just know through every trouble or challenge I have, there's an opportunity somewhere. And so I try to look at it as a glass half full, and you know, I'm really grateful for that. And my dad instilled me that early on when I was 18. He gave me these tapes. He said, "Son, you need to listen to these," because I know it all and everything, kind of grouchy and just a punk kid. And he gave me these tapes, and they were about positive thinking, the power of positive thinking. And that instilled in me from a long time ago. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, man. Nah, and I'm sure a lot of people are grateful for that too, because you help out so many people. So many people. What's the pride you get when you go to these shows and you see people who work with you? Like, you know what I mean? Because you worked with a lot of bodybuilders, man. Like a lot of them.
I've posed a lot of guys. You know, I help run with Waddy the posing class, and now Trenton and Bill, and we run that posing class. And so to see a lot of those guys come up there, you can tell who the armbrust posing clients are. And I've got to pose a lot of those guys. And then last year I coached my first client through a show, and Steve killed it, man. He's a 56-year-old guy, and he was just he just followed the program, and I guided him properly. It was pretty cool to see it come to fruition. But yeah, I had a lot of pride in that, and for him to take two first places was pretty rad. So it gave me a little fuel in my belly, a little fire in my belly. So a little validation. I might know what I'm talking about.
So you have guys going this year too?
Yeah, I got 3 guys coming in to the branch Warren. And I got a guy with a lot of potential. He's going to kill it in August. Tripp's going to kill it in August. And I got some good guys this year, man. And they, you know, the more I continue to show up, the more these guys just come and show up and want me to coach them. So it's been a pretty cool opportunity. Pretty cool to see how it all came to fruition. It blows my mind.
Yeah. And you also have a lot of support. You yourself have a lot, nice tight-knit group.
No, you're
of
right,
support
and
there.
that's where I've capitalized on it, because I've got all these good guys behind me coaching me, or coaching that I can learn from it at the gym. You know, Coleman and Adam and all these other guys that I learn from, that I watch and pay a lot of attention to, and they might not realize it, but we are a close-knit group, and I can ask any one of those guys for any support or help, and they share it with abundance, because we all lift each other up there, and I do the same for other coaches too, or other clients. So, and anybody at the gym, if they want any advice, I'm always happy to give it. Not that I know everything, but you know, I certainly, if I don't know, I'm going to go ask somebody who's well more qualified than I am.
Yeah, have you decided on competing yourself? Or no?
Yeah, I was saying July of this year, and then I got sick, and took me off my goal a little bit. People are pushing me to compete this year, maybe in December in a national show. My coach and I were talking about probably just doing a local show, maybe the Rocky this year in November, or push it out into next year, maybe the branch or something, and come into nationals in July. But I'm going to stay focused on a national show, see how I stack up there. But my ultimate goal would be to do a national show. If I'm going to put my body through it, I want to be ready, because those guys are competitive, and I'm not quite there yet.
No, I appreciate you coming down, man. Any advice for any lifters or anybody in recovery, anybody just in the fitness world, in life, period? Any advice for
well, the biggest piece of advice I would say is just to stay positive and remain teachable. That's the biggest thing I've tried to embrace, is to embrace the fact that I don't know, and if I don't know, that I'm a teachable person, and then to stay positive. And things just turn out great for that. Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, you guys heard it here, man, from Greg Maloney himself, man. Hey, if you need a training session, man, an arm breast, man, holler at your guy, man. Hey, I got him here, so I'm going to try to get me a free training session while I got him down here in Longmont, man. Hey, you guys stay tuned, man. Hey, we'll talk to you later.
Peace.